Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The buzz swirling around the league has taken a wild turn after whispers began spreading that the Baltimore Ravens quietly locked in cornerback JAYCEE Horn to fortify their already fierce defensive identity. What started as a soft murmur among insiders quickly grew into a tidal wave of speculation, with everyone from analysts to former players wondering whether this surprising move could redefine how opponents approached the air game against Baltimore. Fans have been flooding comment sections, claiming they had sensed something brewing ever since the Ravens front office hinted at wanting a stronger, tighter, more physical secondary built to survive deep playoff winters. The name JAYCEE Horn kept popping up in hushed conversations, and now that the rumor has broken into the open, it feels like the entire football world is leaning in to see how this saga unfolds. Baltimore has long been known for crafting defensive schemes so suffocating that they bend the spirit of opposing offenses, and if this whispered addition truly materializes, it may signal a shift toward an even more aggressive strategy. Supporters are already imagining Horn locking down top receivers, pushing the Ravens' defense into a new era of swagger and intimidation that could define the franchise for seasons to come. The chatter got even louder when anonymous voices close to the situation claimed that Baltimore officials had been shadowing Horn's development with laser-focused attention. Rumor has it that during internal evaluations, his name repeatedly climbed the priority board as coaches emphasize his explosiveness, ball-tracking instincts, and ability to erase an entire half of the field when he's in rhythm. That kind of presence doesn't just enhance a defense, it redefines its identity. Fans are saying that this could be the kind of move that shifts the power dynamic in the conference, especially when considering how many high-octane offenses Baltimore has to deal with every single year. Some circles have gone so far as to suggest that Baltimore's interest wasn't just tactical, but philosophical, representing a belief that the team needed a young, fearless defender to anchor the secondary for the long run. And when whispers began circulating that the Ravens may have beaten out several other teams quietly monitoring Horn, the excitement skyrocketed. Ravens Nation has been buzzing nonstop, sharing breakdowns, speculative matchups, and even imagining highlight reels of Horn soaring for acrobatic interceptions under the roaring lights of M&T Bank Stadium. What really stoked the flames of speculation was an insider hinting that negotiations, though never publicly acknowledged, progressed faster than anyone expected. Some are saying that conversations between Horn's camp and Baltimore unfolded with surprising smoothness. Like both sides understood that this was a perfect stylistic marriage. The Ravens have always cherished defensive backs who bring a mix of swagger, discipline, and physicality, and Horn checks every box with authority. Fans have been envisioning him sliding seamlessly into Baltimore's defensive culture, where aggressive press coverage is treated like an art form. There's a palpable sense that this rumored addition could elevate the unit into something truly formidable, the kind of defense that makes quarterbacks rethink every throwing decision. Commentators have been tossing around the idea that Horn's presence might allow Baltimore to unleash even more creative blitz packages, trusting that the back end would hold strong under pressure. As excitement grows, the rumor continues to evolve, gaining new layers and interpretations as people debate whether this marks the beginning of a new defensive dynasty or simply the next chapter in Baltimore's long tradition of defensive excellence. More fuel landed on the fire when whispers emerged that several veteran defenders on the Ravens were quietly thrilled about the possibility of Horn joining the squad. Some insiders claimed that defensive leaders had been pushing for reinforcements in the secondary, wanting someone young enough to grow with the unit but skilled enough to contribute instantly. Horn fits that mold perfectly, the idea of pairing his sharp instincts with Baltimore's well-established defensive framework has fans imagining a terrifying backfield that could blanket receivers, disrupt timing, and make offensive coordinators sweat through their play sheets. Rumor has it that a few former Ravens players even reached out privately, praising Horn's style and suggesting he could flourish in Baltimore more than anywhere else. This wave of informal endorsements added a strange, almost poetic sense of destiny to the speculation as more voices chimed in. The narrative gained momentum. Perhaps Baltimore wasn't just making a roster move, but crafting a statement about what the next era of Ravens football represents. The kind of move that echoes through film rooms across the league, reminding everyone that Baltimore never settles, especially when it concerns the defense. The noise surrounding this rumored signing only intensified when early morning talk shows began dissecting the potential ripple effects across the league. Hosts debated how Horn's rumored arrival could alter matchup dynamics, especially against division rivals who rely heavily on high-powered passing attacks. Baltimore fans jumped into comment threads insisting that Horn could thrive under the Ravens' coaching philosophy, where young defenders are nurtured but also pushed to expand their limits. Analysts pointed out that his physical style of play mirrors that of some of the most iconic Ravens defensive backs from previous eras, which only fueled comparisons and heightened expectations. The idea of Horn in purple and black took on a life of its own, transforming from simple rumor to a full-blown storyline captivating everyone who follows the sport. Even neutral observers began to admit that, if true, this would be one of the most intriguing defensive moves in recent memory. The kind that sparks endless predictions, debates, and bold projections. The speculation loop kept cycling, gaining intensity with every passing hour, as if the entire football world were holding its breath waiting for an official word that never quite arrives. Every passing rumor seems to make this story feel even bigger, and now fans are convinced that something monumental is brewing behind closed doors. More and more voices in the community are whispering that the Ravens may have intentionally kept everything under wraps to avoid tipping off competitors. This cloak-and-dagger approach has only electrified the fan base further, with supporters imagining Baltimore executives making stealthy moves late into the night to finalize the details. Some have even speculated that Horn himself has subtly hinted at a change, pointing to cryptic social media posts that fans are dissecting like treasure maps. Whether those interpretations have any basis in reality or simply reflect the passion of a hopeful fan base, the momentum behind the rumor refuses to slow. It feels like one of those moments where the entire sports world senses a shift coming, even if no official announcement has been made. The idea of Horn anchoring the Ravens' secondary has ignited imaginations, sparking dreams of historic defensive seasons, iconic battles, and game-changing plays that could echo for years as the rumor continues spreading like wildfire. The second wave of speculation digs even deeper into what Horn's presence could mean for Baltimore's long-term defensive vision. Some insiders are insisting that the Ravens have been craving a true cornerstone in the secondary, someone with the aura and on-field gravity to shape the entire structure of the defense. Horn, known for his fierce competitiveness and unshakable confidence, fits that blueprint better than almost anyone available on the market. Fans have been remembering highlights from his early career, imagining those same ferocious breakups and shutdown moments playing out in the heart of Baltimore's defensive scheme. They're picturing him jawing with receivers, setting the emotional tone, and commanding respect from the very first snap. This rumor has become more than just a potential transaction. It has evolved into a vision of what Baltimore's identity could become. It is the kind of speculation that feels bigger than football, tapping into the deep mythology of Ravens history and the never-ending expectation that greatness is always just one bold move away. Some analysts have floated the idea that Horn may be the missing piece that allows Baltimore to unleash a more modern defensive philosophy, one built around flexibility, disguise, and relentless pressure. The Ravens have always been known for confusing quarterbacks, but with the league shifting toward faster, more explosive passing attacks, having a corner who can lock down top targets without constant safety help could unlock an entirely new playbook. Fans imagining this transformation have turned the rumor into a full-blown fantasy of creative defensive alignments, with Horn enabling everything from exotic blitz packages to unpredictable coverage rotations. There's even talk circulating that his arrival could elevate the play of the entire defensive backfield, inspiring younger players to adopt his hunger and pushing veterans to dig even deeper. Whether or not the rumor pans out, it has already grown into a symbol of possibility. The Ravens community is buzzing with optimism, with many insisting that this is exactly the kind of bold, fearless move that separates contenders from champions. The rumor mill took another dramatic spin when someone close to Horn's training circle hinted that he has been preparing for a major shift in his football journey. That vague statement alone sent fans into a frenzy, connecting dots that may or may not exist but absolutely fuel the narrative. The idea of Horn stepping into Baltimore's already intense defensive environment paints a picture of a perfect storm. A hungry young talent joining a franchise steeped in defensive legacy. Comment threads have exploded with theories about how he would match up against star receivers across the league, with fans confidently predicting that he would become one of the most feared cornerbacks of his generation under Baltimore's guidance, and while none of this has been confirmed, the emotional momentum behind the rumor has created its own sort of truth. At least in the hearts of the fanbase, every whisper, every hint, every cryptic remark only strengthens the belief that something massive is on the horizon. There's also growing speculation about the psychological impact Horn could bring to the Ravens' locker room, especially among younger players eager to prove themselves. His reputation for intensity, competitiveness, and laser-focused preparation has fans already picturing him as a culture-shaping presence. Some insiders have suggested that Baltimore has been seeking exactly that type of influence, a defender with both swagger and discipline who can raise the baseline energy of the entire team. Rumor has it that coaches have long admired Horn's refusal to back down from elite competition. Even when matched against physically dominant wideouts, fans imagine the ripple effect: sharper practices, tighter communication, more accountability, and a renewed sense of defensive pride that echoes through every unit. This kind of cultural jolt is something Ravens fans cherish, because the franchise's history is built on larger-than-life defensive personalities. The rumor of Horn joining that lineage has people talking not only about plays and strategies, but about leadership, identity, and legacy. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Online discussions have spiraled into full-scale dreamscapes as fans imagine the potential synergy between Horn and the Ravens' storied defensive coordinator. The idea of tailored schemes designed specifically to maximize his strengths has fueled hours of debate, with supporters fantasizing about tightly contested sideline battles, break-on-a-dime coverage, and those electrifying moments when a cornerback completely flips the momentum of a game with a single instinctive play. Analysts who normally keep their distance from rumors have even started entertaining the idea, pointing out that Horn's style aligns perfectly with Baltimore's philosophy of aggressive, suffocating defense. The rumor has transcended simple roster speculation and become a narrative phenomenon, the kind of story that unites an entire fanbase in hopeful anticipation. The more people talk, the bigger the idea becomes, snowballing into something so dramatic that it feels almost inevitable. Even though no official confirmation has surfaced, and now the rumor sits at the edge of myth, growing with every retelling, turning into a whispered legend shared across social media, sports bars, livestream chats, and podcasts. Fans say they can almost picture Horn stepping onto the practice field in Baltimore colors, aligning himself with the franchise's long line of defensive titans. The excitement has reached a point where the rumor feels less like speculation and more like destiny, a moment waiting for the spark that will turn hearsay into reality. Whether it happens or not, this story has captured the beating heart of Ravens Nation. It has ignited imagination, stoked passion, and reminded everyone why the drama of the offseason can be just as thrilling as the action on the field. And until someone steps forward to confirm or deny it, the whispers will only grow louder, echoing through the football world as fans brace for the possibility of a seismic move that could reshape the defensive landscape for years to come. And now, as this speculation reaches its peak, there is a universal feeling that the story is on the verge of a dramatic turn. Something is building, something is shifting, something is close. People do not know what it is, but they can feel the pressure growing, like the air before a massive storm. Maybe the rumor is real, maybe it is not. Maybe it is a hint of a different move brewing in the shadows, but the undeniable truth is that the football world has been changed by this storyline. The excitement will not disappear, the imagination will not settle, the anticipation will not fade. Whatever happens next, this rumor has carved its place in the collective memory of fans and analysts everywhere, and the feeling left in the air is clear. The next chapter, whatever it may be, could be even bigger than anyone expects. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.